Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be setting up, or at least showing you how I plan to set up my 2020 budget planner. So what I do, excuse me, for my budget planners, this is the second one. Last year was the first one I've had. I get the 8.5 by 11 deluxe monthly from Erin Condren, and the cover I choose is just whatever theme is that's going on that year, and I just put the year on it as customization, and I'll keep this cover throughout the year. I won't really change it. So this is the front, and let's just go through and talk about what I plan on doing. So obviously this will stay the same. I might put my name here. I don't know. I never referred to this page anyway, so whatever. Quote page. And then this one is what I do for my bills overview. Let me actually pull out my planner from last year, or 2019. This is what the page looked like. And it really worked well for me. I loved it. I love all the color. So all I have to do is just take this white sheet, cover July through December of 2019, since this planner is only from January to December of 2020. So I'll cover this up and use this as kind of like a key or a guide for which bills are due when throughout the year. So like I said, this really worked out. I will be replicating this page. So this one was pretty simple, straightforward. This one, I'm not so sure, because last year I used it as a goals page each month, since there are 12 boxes. However, in each month, that like dashboard page has a goals section. So I think I might keep the goals within the months and then put something else here. So this says monthly payments. Just some ideas about what I'm doing. I would really like your input on what you guys are doing. I have monthly payments towards goals or whatever I'm saving up for. So like emergency fund, which I'm already full on that. If I'm saving up for a vacation or whatever, and how much I put towards debt each month, just so I can have an overview of how much money is going towards where I want it to. Excuse me, just hiccuped. Each month, but like I said, I'm not really sure. If you guys have any ideas what to do on this page, please let me know. It most likely will be blank for a while until I figure out what's working for me. So that's this page. And then into the monthly section. So I'll just show you January, because each month will remain the same throughout the year. So this page, what I used last year, is kind of like an overview or a summary. So I had my no spend days and then just some notes, which I ended up stopped doing those notes after a couple months. That wasn't working for me. But this page, I think I'm just going to do why I called it my monthly summary. So I might have like an income breakdown, how much money is going towards what. So variable expenses, fixed expenses, sinking funds, joint account, a breakdown of that. And then my debt snowball. So this is kind of going to be where my, income, how much I estimated, how much I actually did, what the difference was, and like so on and so forth. So I can see how much money is left over at the end of each month to put towards my debt snowball. So that's what I'm thinking will go here. I don't know if that'll fill the entire page, and I don't really like any wasted or unused space, but it may just have to be like that. Or if I can find a kit that has a bunch of decorative elements, I can maybe do that or skip a few lines or whatever. But I'm thinking like some sort of overview summary is what's going to go here. And then the quotes page. This is the dashboard page. So here, this page, as you can see, I have no post-it because I have absolutely no idea what to put here. So if you guys have any suggestions, please, please, please let me know down below, because I don't want to just leave this page blank because it's such a waste, but I also want to make sure that it's functional for me. So if you guys are doing anything, please let me know what you're doing down below, and this will be tentative. And then this page, though, I think I have pretty much figured out. So this section, I'm going to put my goals like I used to put in the summary page before. Instead of birthdays, I'll cover this up and probably use this for my cash envelope breakdown, kind of do how much I'm going to do for each bills, what the total is, so forth, just because it's empty and I don't really care. And I want it kind of to make it look like I'm jotting down notes kind of, and that's basically what that is, how I figure out what I'm getting for what bills. So I think that's going to go here. Here, because it's lined and kind of small, I wasn't really sure what I wanted here, so I might do like a money themed quote each month. And I like that it's here because to get to the month, when you flip after the month, this will be right smack dab in your face. So it kind of will give me a daily or weekly, however often I look at my notebook, inspiration. Because last year I had it as the first page in my notes section. I called it inspiration, but I never turned to it because I didn't need to. It wasn't like, oh, I want a good quote to, I don't know, like inspire myself. I never turned to it. So now that I'm kind of forced to look at it, I like that. So I might put that there. And then my no spend days, which I used to do on that monthly summary, I might put here because it's a dot grid. It's good. It's basically already built for making some kind of grid or table or something. So I think I'm going to move my no spend days here instead. Again, it's my monthly overview. So I like this there. So I like that idea. So then this page is just going to be the same as last year's. Let me show you what it looked like. All I did was I tracked my spending each day, my daily spending, in these Planner Kate stickers, and I put the bills from these Erin Condren stickers up on top, and then marked when each week was up, which basically I divided the month into 4 parts, into 4 weeks, and then this sticker marked the end of it when I did my weekly check-ins. And that really worked out well for me. I love that it's monochromatic. So I'm going to do pretty much exactly the same. Oops, this is falling. I'm pretty much going to do exactly the same this year, although it's going to be a little bit harder to keep it monochromatic just because of the rainbow everywhere, but we'll see how I'm feeling. I might purchase some kits, honestly, to use instead, or maybe I'll just buy some strips to cover this up, and then keep like the interior monochromatic. I don't know, because I have a bunch of Planner Kate stickers, so I'm going to shuffle through what I have. And then for the notes section here, I have no idea what I'm going to do. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. If not, if this just ends up blank, I'm totally okay with keeping this empty. So then within the month, this is mostly going to stay the same. So this first page is going to be my bills and expenses. And as you can see, where is it? So I've been showing January, but January is different than how I've been using it because it wasn't really working the way it was. So let me show you November to show you how I've been mainly using it throughout the year. So as you can see, I moved my income, or I'm planning on moving my income to this page, and then this page will just be bills and expenses. So as you can see, again, it doesn't take up that much room because I really don't have that many bills and expenses that are for me individually. I keep my joint budget separate. So I might, again, try to spread this out, or I might put some decorative stickers or some thick washi. Not sure how I'm going to fill this, or who knows, maybe in the future I will have a whole bunch of bills and expenses that'll actually fill this page. If it's not filled, I could also transport this section down here, which is basically how much money I put towards debt and whatever I'm saving for, to fill that empty section here, because my sinking funds have been growing a lot. So my sinking funds could take up this entire page, and I would be okay with that. So, or at least the majority of it, which I know it will. So for sure sinking funds will be on this page. Maybe I'll keep this there, maybe not. But either way, this will mainly be sinking funds. Like last year, that page is still going to be my weekly check-in. Oops. Sorry, I dropped something. This worked out. Like I said, it fills the majority of the page, but not all of it, which again is okay, unless I find something else that I want to put down here. But the number of categories that I track week to week pretty much changes, again, week to week, depending on what I spend. So I like that I have room to expand. If I did a lot of spending that week, I'll have room to input things instead of having a fixed amount already set before the month starts. So this will be the weekly check-in. And then this was extra. This page will be my joint overview. So what I've been mentioning, if you've been watching my budget with me's, I don't really like how this page is set up right now, because this fixed and variable, are like my half of what I input towards the joint budget, but the sinking funds is the total amount. So what both my boyfriend and I input. And so when I'm figuring things out, how much money I have left over, how much money we have, I get so confused between, okay, is this number our total or is this my half? So I think what I'm going to do next year is I'm going to have 2 separate budget planners, or my other one will be a straight notebook. It won't have any calendars or anything. But I think on this page in my personal, or in the deluxe monthly, I'm just going to include my personal or like my half of the joint budget. So I'll just put an overview of what's going to what. I won't track anything. I'll just put what I'm putting to joint. So I have that number so I can figure out how much money I have left over. And then in the joint notebook, I will track everything. So that will be totals. And then this half will just be my half since I know how much I have. So I think, like I said, I haven't done it yet. I'm not sure if that will work. I'm hoping it will, or at least that structure will work. And then I might have to modify what I do and how I do it. But I think it's going to be best if I separate my half of the joint and our total joint in 2 separate planners. So that's my plan for next year. If you keep watching my videos next year, you'll see how that works. I'm thinking it'll work well. Like I said, I might need to tweak some things, but overall, I like how this will just be an overview of what my half of the input is to the joint budget. So, and then that brings us to February, and all of that will just repeat. So I'll use that throughout all 12 months. And then for the notes pages, this page is what I use for big events that I might need to save for that are coming up in the following year. I used it last year, and I'll use this page the same exact way. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, and then the notes pages. So I did pretty much all of these notes pages in my planner last year, and they won't really change too much, but I'll just go through them one by one to show you. So this first page will be my goals section. And that will be, instead of the monthly goals that I have at the beginning or within each month, these will be overall goals for the year. So this is how the page turned out last year. I'm going to set it up pretty much exactly the same, maybe different stickers, but overall goals, numbered, and then check mark if I accomplished it or not. So that worked well for me. I'm going to keep doing that this year. This page is going to be my financial picture page, which again, I also did last year. It's basically a calculation of your net worth before and after. So I guess in January and then in December. So it's pretty much going to look like this. It's going to be slightly different because I'm changing, like I put a post-it note to remind me what categories I have here. But overall, it's going to have my assets, debts, my beginning net worth, as well as my ending net worth. So works for me. I liked it. Got the idea from Ryan from A Man with the Plans. So check out his video if you'd like to make another one or one for yourself. This next page will be my annual budget. And I know the budgets change month to month, but it's just nice to see a snapshot of what you're spending overall. So I did this last year. It was kind of a good way to see, okay, so again, I know things change, but kind of a summary or average of how much you're putting towards each category, as well as how much you have left over to put towards your whatever you're saving for, your emergency fund. Well, I guess you're saving for your emergency fund or paying off debt, whatever it is. So you kind of see like, okay, where can I, shave off some money if I need to save more, or where can I put more money if I need to put more into a category. So I like this as a nice overview. Up next is just this credit score page. Pretty self-explanatory. It's going to have January through December and then my score each month and how that changes. Extras. So this is kind of complicated and it doesn't really fit with the Dave Ramsey baby steps because extras you can consider your debt snowball, I guess. It's the leftover money you have at the end of the month. Because especially if you budget month to month. And I know Dave Ramsey says, put all that money towards whatever baby step you're on. And that doesn't always work with my lifestyle, I guess, which again, I know is a bad thing to say. But if I'm trying to save for a trip or I'm paying off a smaller debt, maybe like a friend that I had to loan money from, which I don't really do that often, mainly saving for trips or items. Like I recently moved in with my boyfriend and we've been having to save for a lot of furniture pieces. So things like that is what I do with my leftover money. So I like to kind of make a list of, okay, once, you purchase this big item, all your leftover money will go to here. And then once that's done, it will go to here and here and so on. And this does change month to month depending on what comes up. But I do like to have a general checklist kind of once you accomplish this, move on to this to kind of see my progress and what I've been saving for and whatnot. So long story short, it's just an order of what to do with my leftover money each month. So up next will be my baby steps. And I, again, had a section of this last year and I liked it. And what I'm going to do this year is reread the baby steps actually to kind of refresh myself and re-inspire myself to get motivated again. So I'm going to reread the baby steps, take more notes because I had an overview of the baby steps and then I had notes on all of the baby steps here. So I think I'm going to reread it, take more notes, and then just put them here. So it's basically going to be set up the same way as last year. It just, the notes might differ slightly because I'm going to be rereading it and pulling out what I think is important this year. So up next, so I did save 7 pages for that since there are 7 baby steps. The next section is the debt tracker. Last year it looked like this, and I'm basically going to do the same thing. I will have some sort of picture to color in, because I'm a visual person, so I like to see visually my process, or how much I've paid off. So some sort of picture will be on the left side. It won't be a Monopoly board again. It'll be some other, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but it will be something else that I'll do similar and color it in to see how far I've gone. And then I'll have a tracker, just, have it marked down each date, how much I paid, how much I have left, so forth. Pretty straightforward. So that will be the same. Up next is savings. This will also be pretty much the same as I did last year. I'll have an overview of my retirement 401k IRA, just to kind of see how it's changing throughout the year, as well as a tracker to see when I input what, or how much I input when, and the running total. And my boyfriend and I are saving up to go to Peru. So just like my debt tracker, I like to have a visual of how much I've been saving. So I don't think I'll rip this out and use this exact picture, but I probably will print out the same picture and then recolor it and remake this tracker as I go. Because like I said, it's working for me and I like it. So I think, that savings is 2 pages. And then up next is a Costco section. So I didn't have this section last year because we just got a Costco membership, but I'll show you kind of similar to what I did last year. I called it apartment spending, but as you can see, it is currently December. The last thing I have in here is August. So this tracking did not work for me. Because especially during a move, you're buying a whole bunch of new things, selling some things, it was too much to track. So I think if I just track when we go to Costco and how much total we spend, that'll be okay, since we won't even be going to Costco once a month. And plus I also want to see how much we're spending because we're currently on the Gold Star, which is the lowest level of membership. We're not getting cash back. So I want to see, if we are actually spending enough to make it worth it to upgrade to get to the more expensive membership to get the cash back, then I'll know for sure how much we would be gaining or losing, and if that's the case. So I kind of want to track that here instead of actually tracking individual items that I've spent. And I think, so that's it for my notes pages. And as you can see, I do have a couple more pages left. I didn't upgrade the notebook 2 additional pages. So this is just, I believe, the 40 pages or 20 pages, 40 sheets, maybe, I don't know, 40 sides that it came in. And that's plenty enough for me. It was plenty last year and it looks like it's going to be plenty this year. So that's what I did. And then obviously at the end, it's just the stickers. And what I'll do, I'll probably rip these out, cut them, and then put them. I have a binder with pockets for each month that's color coded each month, and I'll put these in the corresponding months. And then in the back, just a small note, I purchased this sticker sheet, this budget sticker sheet, way back when it was on sale. And I'll use this most likely just for the baby steps, but I obviously will have way more to use. So I'll put this towards something and just maybe decorate my planner throughout. And I don't think I have anything. No, okay. So that was all for my budget 2020 plans. If you can please let me know what you guys are doing down below, especially that overview page, this one, as well as this page. If you can let me know what you're doing down below to help me out, figure out what I'm gonna do. So again, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.